since today, I'm just mainly giving y'all an overview of the whole week, basically. As y'all know, I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. As y'all know, mindset is important. They always talk about mindset this and mindset that, but it's more than just having a positive and a negative mindset. Although that's what we're gonna talk about today. But as an entrepreneur, there's so much more different mindsets that nobody talk about. So that's what we're gonna talk about for the week, for all 5 days. Today, we're mainly gonna just talk about the mindset shift and how to just get yourself to thinking positive. Because I know a lot of times it's easy to fall off the wagon with everyday life experiences. We're not just entrepreneurs, we're also people that deal with everyday life and our crazy family members, right? So as you guys were able to see, we're going to talk about the mindset shift. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about growth mindset. Day 3, we're going to talk about creative mindset. Day 4, community mindset. And day 5, abundant mindset. The reason why I picked these 5, although there's way more, but I picked these because I'm like, for a business owner, you have to have a growth mindset. Because like I was telling you guys, yes, right now we're doing things with our hands, but just to let you guys know, my vision for Canvas Bling is to have a storefront where there's a kiosk that they're touching to place their orders. All the templates in the template library, they're going to be able to press it on that vending machine like kiosk. They're going to place the order. It's going to go to the employees. It's going to be an assembly line. But that's because of growth mindset. When I first started, I didn't think of all of that. I just thought that I was just going to be making party favors all my life. But of course, you realize that as business owners, the whole point is to grow eventually. It's to not have to be the person physically having to do stuff, because the whole point of being an entrepreneur is to free our time. We're not going to be we starting off now because, humbly, you have to start where you start. We're going to assemble these with our hands. But eventually, we're going to be teaching people how to do it so that our business can run for itself and that we're not the ones. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get where this is going. So growth mindset is important. The next one is creative mindset, because as business owners, and luckily for us, we have a hands up on this one because we're crafters. So the creativity is there. I saw your beautiful balloons, Keisha. I know that the creativity is there. We're doing party favors, so naturally we are people that like to be extra. We like to be extra, so we have an upper hand with the creative mindset. But I still wanted to include it in there just because that's important to really, because you have to be innovative in business. Yes, we sell party favors, but how can you stand out from everybody else that sells party favors, right? The next one is community mindset, because a lot of times we don't think about that part of it, and we're just so used to selling what we have to offer, but it's about more than that. It's about an experience for the customer. So how can you shape things to really make it an experience for them and not just tell them, oh, buy my stuff? Because when I first started, that's what I was mostly doing. Just, I have this, I have that. We get stuck into that and we forget to get creative, going back to creativity, to really show people why they should be buying your products and services, because you like to make them feel special for every event. That's what we do it for. I ain't gonna give y'all too much of the creative part because it's in there in the module, but that's one of them. Not creative, community, making the customers feel like they're a part of what you have to offer. Y'all notice that whenever I have anything going on, I ask y'all, what do y'all want? Because at the end of the day, the customers are helping mold and shape your business. So community is super important. That goes for your customers. That goes for actual, like, what are you doing? How can you make a difference with your business? That's a part of it as well, right? People love when businesses, I was like, I want to look for a charity that I could, even if it's $1 for every purchase, that I could give to. For mine, it would be focused on women, of course. Maybe it would be a shelter or something for women and children. I don't know yet because I'm not that far yet, but that's something that I need to be thinking about for the community. Like, how can I help people? Because at the end of the day, yes, we have businesses. Yes, the customers give us money for the services, but we're on this planet to make a difference. So although maybe everybody don't feel that way, but I feel that way. So I put the community part of it in there. Life is about more than just that. It's about how you can make a difference. It just so happens that your talent will make a way for you. So That's that one. And then we have the abundant mindset. We have to believe that we can do anything. A lot of times we just stick to what we know or what's familiar, or no, you have to have an abundant mindset to know that the possibilities are limitless. Okay. Limitless. You can do whatever you want. Literally, I'm living proof that you can do whatever you want. I took making party favors in Etsy and brought it together into a template library, but I'm actually talking to people so that they can know what I have to offer, so that it's more of an experience than just selling the templates on Etsy. Although I'm gonna eventually put them on there too. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. So that's what we're gonna be talking about for the entire week. But today we're just gonna go over why mindset matters to begin with. So I'm not going to read everything, but I'm just going to go over the basics. Of course, having a positive mindset is what's going to help you stay focused. That's what's going to help you achieve your goals. But in order to have a positive mindset, you have to take care of yourself. So that's what all of the worksheets for this one is about. Just because I understand, we all know that we have to have leaning on the positive will give you positive results, and all of that good side. Leaning on the negative, all you're going to see is negative, because everything you say out your mouth is going to come back to you. Everything you do is going to come back to you. So we got that part of it. But the thing is, we have to get comfortable and get used to and put it into a daily thing to take care of ourselves, because we're not going to be able to take care of no business, no customers, no family members, no nothing if we don't take care of ourselves. And I'll give a personal example. I found myself being lost in my family. And it's like, whoa, what do I like to do? I don't do this no more. So that's why now I'm getting back into the creative side. I'm doing all the crafts that I want to do, even if it's just for fun, just because that's what makes me happy. It makes me happy to help people, and it makes me happy to craft. But I've been so stuck in working that I don't even do crafts for myself anymore. And that just takes away all the fun. So taking care of you that's what I'm stressing today. Taking care of you, making decisions. Because sometimes it's making decisions. It's hard to make certain decisions, whether it's dropping people that don't serve us, whether it's getting rid of all them clothes that you don't wear in the closet that's clogging up your space, whether it's getting rid of all the canned goods that you don't use in your cabinet. Just overall taking care of yourself and just making sure that everything ties into each other, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to effectively run a business. You're going to always be stopping. And when I be talking, I be talking about me. Like, you going to always have a roadblock, this, and it's because everything goes hand in hand. So today we're going to talk a little bit about decisions. And I learned this, and I'm like, this would be a good thing to share because this is pretty cool. It basically gives like the acronyms for decide. So each letter has a task. So we talked about how sometimes you just have to let go of things and you have to make a decision. That's just bottom line in life. So that's sometimes what's holding us back. And it really be us because we don't want to decide. So you basically have to cut loose. You either got to cut the anchor loose that's holding you down, or you got to pull the anchor up. It's up to you to make a decision on which way you want to go with it, right? A lot of times, fear is what stops us from making decisions. But when you really think about it, whenever it's been a time when it's been hard to make a decision, the saying, what's the worst that could happen, is real. What's the worst that could happen? And if something bad is meant to happen, or something that you consider bad is meant to happen, then that's what was meant to happen to get through that situation, to get past that situation. Either way, you wouldn't be able to move forward if you didn't try it out and see if it worked, or if you didn't try it out to see that it didn't. But it's up to you to make the decision to decide what you want to do, right? So the outcome usually is not as bad as we thought it was. Usually is not as bad as we thought it was. Even if it's not the best, it's like, okay, but it's up to you. Are you going to take it as a lesson, or are you going to take it as something that was so negative, right? Or are you going to be the person who never tried and you just always wondered, what if I would have did this? I have a cousin. Oh, luckily she's not on the Zoom. But because she don't stay with me, so why did I just whisper like she was here? But every 10 years, she's like, I should have went to nursing school. Every 10 years. And it's like, just go. Make the decision and just go. You're the only person that's stopping you from going to nurse. Every 5 to 10 years, you're crying about the fact that you could have been a nurse by now. And it's like, so you're going to do that for 10. I got to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to hear about you and your nursing career, because it's like, girl, what you want me to do about that? Like, I don't have no more motivation that I could give you. I don't have no more encouraging words to give you. I done gave it to you already. Whether or not you make the decision to do something with it is your business, right? So that's just an example. Yes, girl, I used you, if you could hear me from the right? So we're going to go through the acronyms. The D is for determine. We talked about that. Determine what you want. Whatever the thing is, whatever it may be. For us, one of the things that we determined was that we wanted to start a party favor business. So that's good. And we're already one step closer than somebody else who couldn't decide on something. But when you look at different areas of your life, decide. See what needs to have a decision and just go ahead and make that decision so that you're no longer stressing about it, so that it's no longer weighing you down, so that it's no longer an excuse as to why something else couldn't happen, right? So just determine what you want to do and decide whether or not you're going to go for it. That's the first step. The E is for educate. Educate yourself. And you guys are two of the people that I could say that y'all not afraid to educate yourselves, which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So this one, y'all got down packed already. I don't know about the rest of it. Only y'all can determine. But this one, y'all have it down packed. Not being afraid to educate yourself. Because a lot of times people are. And it's not unfortunate. Some of the education will be paid for education, right? Because this is a lot of information that I don't want to give this to nobody who ain't gonna do nothing with it. And that's what most people would do, is they'll ask you for the information, but they ain't really doing nothing with it. And that's a waste of my time when it takes time to, you get what I'm saying? So educate yourself. And you guys are on that. Never be afraid to keep learning. Because right now I'm taking you to this step, but it might be somebody else who costs way more than me that can take you to another step that I don't know yet, right? So you just have to be open to receiving that education. I'll give a quick example. All last week, I've been posting in this craft group about the boot camp coming up, right? So yesterday I said, let me test something out. I posted the benefits of this program and asked, who needs any of this information? Me, I need help. Yes, me, help me with it. That's exactly what I need. At least 7 people wrote that. One person deleted the comment after I told them about the boot camp. And that just goes to show you that people, they just not willing to take the steps to really get the information that they say that they need. And whoever comes, whoever doesn't, it's on the site. Whoever needs it is valuable information. Whoever doesn't, that's not my business. I'm on to the next thing, right? Whoever is meant for is the person that is going to be for, right? Because y'all trusted me enough to actually let me tell you what I know, right? So educate, which y'all got that down pat. So I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about all other crafty sisters who, who, you know. C, collaborate, right? Collaborate and find people who support you and want to see you succeed. I found that in the past, I was telling my ideas to people who could care less about where I was going, you get what I'm saying? Who didn't? No. You find people who actually care about what you have going on. You find people who you can uplift too. Like you guys, y'all be on the phone more than y'all be talking now. which is beautiful, and which is what my vision was, because I know that I can't talk to everybody every day. But the fact that y'all can get together, and it's because I was bold enough to go live, because I met both of y'all on IG, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, Keisha met me on the video that she saw, but
but it was still IG. I saw it on IG. So,
and it was because I put myself out there. Because mind you, I'm like, I want to do a craft school. For 3 years, I was telling myself I wanted to do a craft school and never did it. Why? Because of some of this stuff. imposter syndrome, the fear that no one's gonna show up. Now I don't care whether or not people show up, whether it's one person. The workshop that I did, the party favor one, the first one, it was 3 of y'all. The second one, it was just me and Erica. I was like, well, Erica, guess what? You got a one-on-one class for the price of a group class. So that's how you have to look at things, especially when it comes to your business. Everything is meant to happen how it's meant to happen. As long as you know what your reason is for doing what you do, it's going to work out eventually. Y'all are literally in the beginning of what I see as a big craft empire that's coming one day, right? So just collaborate with people. I'm collaborating with Keisha because I'm like, you could do balloons and I need that You can't be afraid to, I feel like a lot of times, you know how they always say collaboration over competition. It'll really be people that be in competition. Like, y'all don't know how many people that I reached out to. Mind you, I feel like I'm on the way to the, so whoever come with me, I'm happy y'all are here because y'all get to really see it from the beginning. But whoever want to come, whoever don't, I always say there's something for everybody on my site. Whether you are good at what you do, if you're good at what you do, come in and help me help more people. But no, people don't really want to collaborate with me to do that. But guess what? I ain't worried about them. I've reached out to people like, hey, we could do this and that. They're like, oh, they'll find a reason as to why not, or maybe something. Okay, bye. Guess what? Next week, Keisha came and she you get what I'm saying? Tyler gonna have something that I could make shake for her. So collaborate with people. Don't be afraid to collaborate. There's nothing wrong with showing people what you know. Nothing wrong with that because there's enough for everybody. I always say I'm good at making party favors, but I can't reach everybody in the whole world. Everybody has people in their city. Everybody has a following. Everybody has their own talents that they bring to it. Everybody has their thing. So collaborating is always going to get you further than competing. Is to imagine that you can do, imagine that you can and are doing it. So imagine that, when you imagine yourself, really think about yourself and go as far as you can go with it, which I'm gonna help y'all do that next week. But just don't restrict yourself because a lot of times we make our decisions and our goals, we set them based on things that we're comfortable with. We're like, I know I could do that, so I'll make this a goal, knowing that next week you could do it. Like, it's time to just start thinking further than you ever imagined. Because a lot, like when I was a child, I always knew I wanted to be a business. Well, I didn't always know because I thought I wanted to be a nurse, but I was just doing what my parents wanted me to do. But once I found out that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, even though I didn't know what the business was going to be, that's what I ended up switching my major to after wasting 2 years trying to be a nurse. Like, but once I realized that that's what I wanted to do, I just went for it. But when I first started, people like Walmart, I saw as like this big corporation that I could never have a Walmart. But it's like that same person started off just having a little convenience store and slowly added more stuff until it became Walmart. Walmart is just that person, Walbert, whatever his name is, that's just a regular person who decided to go for it. I can do the same exact thing. Now I'm at a place where I feel like I can imagine something that other people think I'm crazy. When I quit my job, my banking career, and is such a good, oh my goodness, you're such a high level personal, okay. But guess what? Was I happy that they was stressing me about making $1 million for them? And then at the end of the year, giving me $1,000 for making them $1 million? No, I wasn't. So guess what? I started to envision myself that I could have my own damn bank. Like, that's still in the works. Because like I gotta take all this knowledge from these 10 years and but I'm gonna do like a financial literacy program for people that look like us. Because it was a lot of times I was fixing mistakes that them other bankers did not care about Black people, and they was doing anything. They wasn't explaining nothing to them people. And I'm there like, why you have 5 checking accounts? I don't know. The banker told me I could use one for my gas and and it's like, what? So in the future, for right now, I'm focused on Canvas Bling, but in the future, I will have that where I can educate people about even if it's just the basics of banking, so that you know what questions to ask when you do go into the bank. But that's just a little sidebar. So imagine that you can do anything. And when you do imagine, really imagine, like, see yourself there. What are you wearing? What it smell like? What cologne you got? Well, not cologne, but what perfume you got on when you doing it? Like, really imagine yourself. Y'all see on my vision board, I was like, I want to do a speaking engagement one day, but I was like, I'm gonna put myself on a TED Talk stage. I ain't saying I'm about to be on TED Talk this year, but it's nice to see it because I can envision it, and it makes it more real, and it makes it something that you're gonna keep going after even more because of it. So imagine and dream big. Dream big. You can do anything. The next thing is to devote yourself, right? Devote yourself to whatever it is that you say that you want. Those big dreams that you just imagine, devote yourself. What are some steps that you can take to get to that place? What are some things that you can do, even if it's just changing your morning routine? What are some things that you can do to actively get there? But you have to be willing to devote yourself, your time, and energy into getting that to reach the goal that you have in mind. And the last E in decide is empower. Empower yourself with the tools needed. And again, y'all don't have no problem doing that because y'all are two people that whatever y'all want, y'all see the benefit in it. And you're empowering yourself with the tool, whether it's getting a template to save you time, whether it's texting each other to be able to have that support that we all need. You're empowering yourself. So honestly, these acronyms, y'all already on the ball with it. To be honest, I don't know if Tyler can still hear me, but y'all are already on the ball with it. So I love it. So that's what today was. How do y'all feel so far?
I feel amazing. I always Tyler say I be on stage all the time on Clubhouse.
Yeah, always at the Clubhouse stage.
I never thought I was I put myself, I guess, in a little box. I never thought I was one, even though I used to be a trainer. People like, really? Because I used to be a trainer. I used to train tech school, and at my old job, I was a trainer for 3 years. So new hire training. So I did that, but I've never did it on a platform where I have to be camera, but I've always been okay with talking in a room full of people. But I just wanted to say, if there was ever a doubt on what you may be doing, it shouldn't be, because I see, when you pray for things, my mom always taught me to kind of write that date down, because it may not come right then and there, but it's going to come. And so I can give a quick little testimony. I say that because the balloon business was very difficult. The last year of it was very stressful for me, because I knew there was something greater that I was supposed to be doing. And I saw the vision, but I didn't know how to let anchors go, dead weight that was holding me down. I didn't want to hurt feelings. And so, because I didn't want to hurt feelings, because I am a person that loves really hard when it is family too, and it's good friends. When I'm into you, and I pour into you. That's just what I do. And so dead weight was just pulling. What I've learned over the last year is that you can be a great mindset person and have a good vision, but when there is toxic behavior around you, surrounding you, it feeds into you, and you start giving off that same energy. The good person that you are turns into a toxic person, because that's all that you are around. You hear toxic, bad stuff, all complaining, then you complaining, she complaining, you complaining, and you're not building relationships, you're not doing anything. So I say all that to say, when I decided that I was cutting the anchor off and moving on and letting go, I've just been watching everything just take off for me. First thing was finding you, Mona. I'm telling you, that still to this day, it just awes me how I couldn't find you. And I was just like, God, come on, I know I could. And canvas bling in my head. And I was like, oh, that's the name. Typed it in, and there she was. Found her again. And from that day on, I just been rocking with you. But I have watched letting things go, keeping a positive mindset, staying focused, not letting that negativity just fester into my spirit. Things are just taking off, and it's all in time. And so if there doubt that this is not what you were supposed to be doing, your whole DECID lines up with everything I said. I had to. I knew.
I ain't make it up. I ain't make it up, but I'm sharing the information.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, wow, you knew you had to do. You knew you had to. And collaborating, that's one of the biggest things. Nobody out here wants to work with us, and that's what I'm trying to do now. That mindset now. And now people are reaching out, and they're like, hey, I'll work with you. But they didn't want to work with us because of the toxic behavior that she had, they just didn't want to be bothered with us. And I was like, why won't we do great work? Why won't people work with us? But sometimes you just have to learn where your dead weight is and let it go. And it doesn't mean that, you know, you don't love that person. You just put people to the side because they may hold you down from the visions and the dreams that God wants you to have. But until you let those things go, he can't bless you to move on until you let that dead weight go. So I just thank you, girl.